What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CUBREACTS on a very exciting Monday morning, because we had a huge album land over the weekend, and we're going to be checking out a little bit more of it next. The sounds of the Mavin All-Stars. They obviously had their brand new compilation project land, and we're going to be checking out a track off there that goes by the name Alle. Rema and Ladipoe, featuring Bayanni, Crayon, Magixx, Ayra, Starr, and Spyce. It is a truly all-star lineup, very much representative of this album as a whole. I love the fact that it's such a pure collaborative endeavor. Obviously, Don Jazzy has brought together this group of artists that are all very, very different, but all offer something very special when they actually come into a collaborative circumstance. So I'm excited to check this one out. As always, if you are new to the channel, do make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on as well, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. Without further ado, let's jump into this one. Let's go. Interesting intro.
Oh shit, I'm again at you where they give me joy when I see your face. I refuse to the reason why I see you no be luck, okay. Dance with it, baby girl, give me dance, rotate.
Interesting introduction, because this really reminds me of the of Calm Down. If you actually listen to that lead guitar melody, it's not identical, but the actual pattern that's being played is very, very similar. And I like the fact on this project as well, the tracks that we've actually heard so far, Rema has played a huge role. He hasn't just kind of come back to Mavins just to kind of pop up and go, hey, yeah, I'm here, and then disappear and do something else. No, he has been very, very involved. Wondermo, he's very involved on that. The track we did a couple of days ago, which has literally just left my brain in regards to the name. And then obviously this one, LA, as well. Clearly a big role, and it's good to see that, because obviously he is one of the Mavins. It's great to see.
Time don't reach where I go carry you, miss my maye. I go defend our love no matter what, baby. I know send anything when anybody wants it. God answer my prayer, so I go say Ale, 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 Ale.
Again, simplicity at its finest, but working absolute magic. I love this as an idea. The concept of this, literally just having the chorus as Ale, Ale, Ale. That's the hook. But it's catchy as anything. And it's naturally catchy, one, because of the way the instrumental structure. There's a lot of space, which means there's a lot of room for the vocals to actually fill that space. But also, Rema has a way of just doing this. Whenever he records, he just has a way of naturally kind of, I don't know, like amplifying something's catchiness. Its captivity is just all instantaneously advanced by Rema's vocal line. It's great. Love the instrumental backing on this as well. It's so cinematic.
Met you on campus that Sunday. Won't get in my pocket, I'm thinking that someday you can be my baby, I'm flying you private. She said now you speaking my language, yeah. But there you go, man, I've been pushing. I need a cushion.
You know what? I love seeing Ladipoe when he just goes. You know, when he just kind of hits that zone and just goes, you know what, I'm going to rap here. And he doesn't necessarily come with like a, I want to say, a kind of hardcore rapper's approach to rap. He has this natural kind of melody which infiltrates into his vocal structure. But the way that he's able to kind of sit and maneuver on this one is great as well, man. This is really, really cool. I'm loving the transitions on this. I'm loving the fact that Rema is so melodic, and then it cuts to Ladipoe, who isn't as melodic but still has that melodic element to his vocal. It's going to be really interesting seeing how they cram Bayanni, Crayon, Magixx, Ayra, and Spyce onto this tune as well, if we're going to be getting hooked at the same time. Nuts.
And I've been wishing you can take this journey. Girl, you clean like my white Nikes. Oh yeah, baby, come make you come chop kiss. You're wasting now in the mighty. Oh, the things you they give to me. Girl, if now rumor. Me I go the rumor. Me I go tamo. Girl, I go tamo like Molu. Baby, tell me what you need from me. Cause me, I give you everything.
Again, these transitions are great. I love the much faster transition. What I haven't understood about this album is actually how the album's been named. Because when you look at this track, you'd assume it's kind of Rema featuring everyone else, because Ladipoe's had the same length of verse as everyone else, and the same thing happened on the last track with Ayra only having like a shorter verse. So I don't know, maybe that's just me being a bit like I don't know, fussy about it, but I would have thought this would have been Rema featuring everyone else. But that's just me at the end of the day. That is just me, and I'm loving the way this is actually structured, everyone bringing their A game so far.
You no go vex for me, no be you first up, make I show you love. Mommy give me some, family Nicoro, but the other done, baby is a must. If I enter once in a baby
so
boy,
I go say Ale, Ale, I go say alle.
Like, you can't say that isn't catchy. Like, in every way, shape, or form, that is literally one of the catchiest hooks I've heard in a long, long time. Because it's so simple, and people always forget this. It's a point I always try to make when I'm reviewing videos and people send me stuff and ask for feedback. I just go, simplify it. It doesn't need to be as kind of crazy. Like, people aren't necessarily going to hear something and if it's more complex, naturally associate with it more because there's more of a message. No, people associate with simplicity. Because it's easier to memorize, it's easier to kind of naturally feed back to in your head, and then they can build their own ideas off that simplicity. And this is a great example of that in motion.
We could do it in the shower. Maybe you like cassava, shama, say mama, mama, pussa, chop right on my penny. So girl, I want to follow you. Body sweet like Polo too.
I do like Boy Spyce's vocal, man. I think he's got a great vocal range.
Ever since I set my eyes on you.
Really nice transition there between both of Boy Spyce and Magixx's vocals. I don't know why that name I literally just said the name and it just left my head. But again, really like Boy Spyce's vocal. He has that much more sort of higher pitched range, which always works on a tune like this when you've kind of got all these different sort of vocal styles coming together. You get a high pitched one, it will always stand out. It's why his vocal stands out so much on Overdose as well. But this is sounding great, man. Now transitioning into Magixx, who has this natural kind of star factor about him as well. This is great.
Now you I want to, now you I want to, girl. Hey, I see the rush. Say me want chop you like he boss. But baby, calm down, calm down. I bet you me get if you deaf, you fly.
Put you in the range when we did Dubai. Time I spent with you made me realize you're perfect.
This is really, really cool, man. I love that idea they've had of almost like taking each other's verses and kind of taking them and remixing them. Obviously, Magixx coming with Rush and then Calm Down. Obviously, two prominent vocalists on this tune. That's their kind of biggest two tunes of the year. And obviously, Ayra then jumps in directly afterwards and kind of goes, I'm going to do my own thing. I love these transitions. I love the fact that the tune is kind of going off in so many different directions. I'm keen to see what Ayra does as well.
My eyes don't want to do this life on my own. You're my own. Everything you own, not my own.
So I go say
So I've got a funny feeling people are going to sleep on just how good the orchestration of this is in the background. Those string lines, just the overall kind of rising nature of the tune. This is so well put together, man. Like, it just feels refreshing. And I think every track we've heard off this project has had a really refreshing feel to it. I know we spoke to Andre Vibes about his sort of time in the studio helping them work on this album. And the idea was just so refreshing to him. I remember him saying along the lines of like everything was so exciting. Everyone was so kind of keen to try new things. And it's really exciting seeing that come into motion, man. We'll let it run through to the end and give it our final breakdown. But this has been great.
You made my life so beautiful.
And that's the thing. Whenever you get this kind of caliber of artists grouping together on a regular basis, you are going to end up with a body of work that sounds anthemic from start to finish. And this is another one on there. Alle from the Mavins, Rema and Ladipoe featuring Bayanni, Crayon, Magixx, Ayra, Starr and Boy Spyce. Everyone brought something special to this. I really like Magixx's verse where he just kind of flips things around. I really like Boy Spyce's verse as well. I just love the way that he cuts through. I enjoyed Ladipoe on this as well in particular. Everyone did great, but they'd probably be my three sort of standouts. And yeah, another great addition to this album project, which is gaining momentum, and it's just great to see this many artists all working together on the same project. I love seeing this sort of thing. It just reminds me of old school Roll Deep in the UK, where you had all of these superstars getting together on one album. I loved it. So there we go. As always, friends, if you are new to the channel, do make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page. Of course, turning notifications on as well, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. And without further ado, we shall see you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and peace.
Them sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and proud.
Yes, it's Kovu. Stay locked.
Cam TV. Your boy's still all fit right here, and you're locked on to the best breakfast with man like Kovu.
Yo, this is Aaron Glitch and you're tuning to the sounds of CUBREACTS right now. You already know the thing. Bad boy selector. Alright, let's go.